Hello and welcome back to Behind the Bands, a show where we get a closer look at some of Joplin's local musicians and performers. I'm your host, Savvy Ray, and today we're going to get behind the Odyssey. The Odyssey is an alternative rock band from Tulsa, Oklahoma, with Kobe Brown on lead vocals and guitar, Derek Johnson on guitar, Kyle Devers on keys, and Aidan McCormick on drums and vocals. We're going to start off with I Love You Back. We now have Kobe, Derek, Kyle, and Aidan in the studio to tell us about themselves. Welcome to the show. Can you guys introduce yourselves for us?
Hey, I'm Kobe Brown.
Hi, Aidan McCormick.
I'm Kyle.
I'm Derek.
how long have you guys been playing together, and like how did the band get started?
Sure. Yeah, Derek and I started the band back in 2016 or 17.
Something like that.
And this iteration of the band has been since, I think, Kyle joined in 2019, Aiden in 2020.
Something like that.
Yeah, and that was really the point where it felt like we had formed a band. You know, for a long time, you know, we were making it work doing live shows, and actually Aiden was helping us out a lot during that time, but whenever he actually came in and became part of the band, that's whenever it started feeling more serious and feeling like an actual band instead of just playing songs together, you know.
Nice. What inspired you guys to do alternative rock?
I mean, we all have pretty divergent music tastes from each other. And alternative rock is even like kind of a too narrow of a genre for us, I feel like, because we really have kind of just brought everything
Yeah, and I
together.
feel like every band would say that, but I feel like it's very true for a lot of bands and for us, especially because, you know, even if you listen to our album or the first EP we put out, it's very intentional that we all listen to different types of music, and we want to bring influences from all those things. You know, I bring a lot of 70s influence. Aiden likes a lot of heavier stuff, and he also likes more like, what would you call Pine Grove, like
some country
style.
stuff.
Yeah, kind of like that. Kyle is just a beast at jazz, and he also loves Beyonce. And Derek loves, you know, like, well, he and I both love this artist called Andrew Bell, and it's like really pretty music that's like got a lot of like soundscape and depth. So we've tried to bring a lot of those things, and you can hear that in certain songs.
Is there any songs you guys are playing tonight that have like personal meaning or like a story behind?
Yeah, I would say, I mean, every one of them have quite a bit of depth to them. You know, we don't really write songs that are just for the sake of the sound usually, but, you know, 75 to Ramona is one we're playing tonight. And there's a bit of a funny story about that one. So.
Yeah, so the very first time we were told that we could have a show at this place called the Vanguard, which is one of our favorite venues now, we got booked and we were super excited, so we went to pick up the tickets. It was probably
first time we ever got to sell tickets.
Yeah,
for a
sell
show,
tickets for a show. It was probably 2 months before the show.
Yeah.
And so we're driving back, and I just kind of zoned out after that and was not paying attention. So we're all riding together, and so I passed the exit by like 7 or 8 miles or something
actually,
like that.
We've gone back.
Yeah,
like how far we passed, literally 7 miles.
Yeah, and so I was like, at one point I was like, where on earth are we? And I was like, wait, okay, we're way past where we're supposed to be. So I was like, all right, well, we got to turn around. And then took us like an extra 15 minutes to get home. But I think maybe it could have been after that show, after that Vanguard show was whenever we actually sat down and wrote that song, I think.
So we passed our exit by 7 miles, like we said, and we're all excited, like, just looking at the tickets. Like, we were crammed into his little truck, so I think I was squeezed into we call it the pleb seat, the little back where I'm, like, scrunched up, and we were just like, hey, look at these, we got 50 of them. Probably sold 20 for our first show.
I know we sold all 50.
Did we?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
We got $100 for that show.
Nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, we were all excited, and then passed, and we ended up being like, where the hell are we? Ramona. Where the hell is that? And so we had to, you know, get off and end up
Highway 75.
Yeah,
Highway
on
75.
Highway 75.
Yeah.
And that was really like a cool feeling because the excitement that we had. I mean, as cheesy as it sounds, it led to us ending up in a place we had no idea where we were. And that's kind of, I mean, it can be whatever you want. It can be funny. It can be a metaphor. That's what that song is about, is making a beautiful life out of wherever you end up. Because Ramona is a bunch of fields. And in the
there's
song,
not much.
and the
Not that
song-
there's anything wrong with fields.
yeah, they're great fields, you know. But
I love that story. That's great. Well, up next is their song, The Sky is Falling. Here's the Odyssey.
Tell me why chase the prince if you don't know what to do. sky is falling down. I can't live without it, live without it. No, the sky is falling down. Can't live without it, live without it. No, the sky is falling down. I can't live without it, live without you now. Without you.
That was The Sky is Falling, and now we're back with the Odyssey. Welcome back. So you guys just released an album in November called Saturn. Can you tell us a little more about the album and what led to release, stuff like that?
Yeah, so a lot of the songs on Saturn were written a long time ago. I mean, even back before these two joined the band, and there's something interesting in a sort of tonal shift that you can feel. The whole album was recorded with all of us. So, you know, even before Aiden was in the band, he was recording these tracks with us, and that's one of the things that made us realize, hey, if he's available to join us, we would love to have him. But a lot of the songs that ended up on there weren't initially supposed to be on there. We had planned this album for years, and then we finally had the band that we'd always wanted, and we wrote new songs. Just not even trying to, it just happened, and they made it on the album, and it made it that much better. So really, for me, I feel like the album showed how easily things can come to you whenever you actually are surrounded by the right people. And the release felt really good, really satisfying.
That is cool.
What do you guys think?
Yeah.
We recorded the first song like 2 or 3 years before the album ever came out. And like Kobe said, like throughout those couple of years, we like nailed down the lineup of the band. We wrote new songs. And so I feel like the album sort of encapsulates like that whole
That
span
time
of
frame.
time.
Yeah, it's like growth.
Kind of like
and you
our
can
evolution
kind of hear it.
into the band
Yeah.
that we are now.
Is there any new music that you guys are currently working on or like planning to release soon, etc.?
Yep. So we're working on a lot of new things, but there are 4 songs that definitively are, you know, something we've been bringing to our live shows. And ever since we started playing all of our shows this year, we've, I think, played every single one of our new songs at. There's 4 brand new ones that people haven't heard because once we dropped our album, the creative juices just started flowing. And, you know, it's been really nice. And one of those that we've been playing at the shows is going to be our next single, hopefully pretty soon. We'll see. But got to time it right.
Nice. Let's hear some more of the Odyssey. Up next is The Turn.
Yes, I know. You gotta go. Catch a flight to Mexico. That don't mean nothing to me now. That don't mean nothing to me now. I didn't know you had a plan. Did you know and understand what you did to me tonight?
That was The Turn. We're back again with Kobe, Derek, Kyle, and Aiden. How often do you guys play shows in the Joplin area?
What's it been like for the last year? Like, it seems like every 2 or 3 months.
Yeah, I'd say in the last
Relatively
year,
often, yeah.
we've been playing a lot more outside of like the Tulsa and Oklahoma City area. So we've been coming to Joplin more and more.
Yeah, it's one of the most common ones we come to. Also, it feels like they treat us like a Joplin band when we come
Yeah,
here. In
yeah,
fact, we played a
absolutely.
Tulsa show. Remember at Thelma's, and they thought we were a Joplin band because we play here so much. But yeah, about once every 2 to 3 months.
That's cool. What's some of your favorite venues? Not just here, like in Tulsa or wherever.
Do we have to have played them?
I guess not.
Okay, we'll talk about the played ones.
Just in general.
It's a very broad question. Okay, well, Vanguard has to be my favorite one, honestly.
Yeah, me too.
I really like the Vanguard.
Yeah, it's up there.
It's got a good vibe. Sanchez, the sound guy, he's a beast. And people just like don't necessarily mosh there, but I mean, because we don't really play moshing music, but they go
They
crazy
do
there.
mosh there, just not for us.
Yeah, not for us.
They've done it
They do mosh.
before, but
They have moshed for us before during a very non-moshable song. But yeah, it's a fun spot, and it seems like the people who are like, they can get right up on you, and you can like sometimes whenever I play a solo or something, you can step out, or you can get out in the crowd, like step off the stage. It's my favorite.
Is that everyone's favorite?
Yeah, I think so.
Probably, yeah.
Okay.
That's the first one that comes to mind, for sure.
Where do you guys see the band going in the future? Like future plans, etc., or even shows?
I think we're really just focusing on like playing a lot more live and trying to like branch out outside of like the Oklahoma area and kind of getting into like different locations and different scenes, you know.
Yeah. So, can you ask the question again?
What direction do you guys see yourselves going in the future with the band?
Yeah, so that's something we're focusing on a lot right at this specific moment. So the start of this calendar year, like we really tried to start professionalizing things a lot, and we had Bailey Lev come on as a manager, and that's really helped a lot because, you know, we are all very creative people, and a lot of the time, if you're very creative, that's your drive. You don't have the drive to do the things to make a career out of something because you're focusing on creating, and bringing her on has been really helpful to like help us to get organized and like think of how to like make the things we want to do happen because you don't just play good and people ask you to come play somewhere, you know. So what the rest of this year looks like, we're going to do our second tour we've ever done, and it's going to be over twice as big as the last one we did.
That's exciting.
And yeah, and it just seems like it's not exactly like a quantifiable thing, but since we released the album, it just feels more professional, and it feels like people have more songs to know. People are singing them at shows, and so, you know, this is something that I think we all want to make a career out of, and, you know, not just for the sake of money, because it's a pretty scary career in that aspect, but it's something that I think to do art and to like make art is a reason to be alive, to be a human, and, you know, I think it's worth it to risk it and try to make a career out of it, so.
That was a great answer. What are some ways that viewers can help support you guys or find you guys on like social media, etc., stuff like that?
So the biggest helps, I feel like, I mean, we're really active on Instagram. That's just where we post, you know, our show updates if we're going to release new music, but obviously Spotify, Apple Music, you know, we got a cool music video up on YouTube for Breakout. I don't know, what's a good way for people to support us?
Show up to wherever we're playing.
Yes. Yeah, that's the number one way.
We need to
Buy merch.
figure out how to do some TikTok better because
Dude, yeah.
We
if we
have
were
a
good at
TikTok.
TikTok,
We have a
You can
TikTok.
we
find
have
it, but
one, but if we
We're
were
not
better
posting
at it,
anything.
then we could probably
By the
do
time
a lot
this
of things.
airs, we will
We'll have
posted
elite
at least
TikTok.
once.
Yeah. We can just post the meme clips of
Exactly.
all the
Yeah.
shows that we do.
True. Yeah, so I feel like people showing up to shows is it's the nicest way for us to experience the support. Other than that, like tell your friends about our music and listen to it if you like it, you know.
So on Instagram, is it at the Odyssey?
At the Odyssey Music.
Okay.
Yep.
There we go. Okay. Well, thank you all for being on the show. It's been great having you. This has been a look behind the Odyssey on Behind the Bands. Join us again next time as we talk to another local band and get a taste of their music. Before we go tonight, They're going to leave us with one last song, 75 to Ramona. Again, I'm your host, Savvy Ray. Thanks for watching Behind the Bands.
We'll never see this place again. Look at the shape it's left us in. You know you cannot change my mind. 'Cause we're going to Ramona on 75. I think we've passed it by this time. I think we've passed the county line. We're gonna leave it all behind. Oh well, we'll find a way sometime. I don't care where we end up tonight. I wouldn't mind if we all slept outside. I see the sunrise through the trees. Woke up beneath the fallen leaves. Go sink our toes into the beach. I almost thought this was a dream. I feel the beat within my chest. The bongo beat filled with unrest. It doesn't matter where we're going. We're gonna make it through the night. And I don't care how we get there. If you are by my side, we can sleep now if you want to. But I
Thank you.